Hello, podcast. Oh, well, welcome to Yap Shack. As per usual,
Welcome.
we're your hosts. I'm Richard.
I'm Jamie. I'm the other
Yeah,
one.
you're the other one. You're the girl.
I'm the woman.
Oh, that sounds so bad. Yap Shack canceled for being misogynistic on her second episode.
Yo, I got food.
What food do you got, Jam?
It's like a Korean beef and tofu dish, but it's got rice.
Mhm.
It's good.
But oh, I know what I can talk
Enlighten me.
about. So, you know how I talked about I did like I as people have already talked about that I mentioned that I biked across the entire country with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had done when I was about 14, I think, we had done a precursor bike trip to that where we biked across all of Idaho. We did like a hot springs. There's this thing called the Idaho Hot Springs Tour.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically what it does is there's a whole loop and it's all of these hot springs in Idaho that you can go to. And you can hit the whole loop in like about 2 weeks. And so that's what me and my dad did. And it was really fun actually. Like we hit though we did get like it was horribly hot. And so we didn't get to do any of the hot springs, but it was still good.
That sounds like so
I
much
thought it was
fun.
still fun. It was so fun. I actually got my name in like so you know how people do like the eat the Arby's meat mountain or whatever.
Yeah.
And you if you like you eat the meat mountain and you eat it all in like a specific time, you get
Yeah, like a food challenge.
yeah, you get to put your name in the a book or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did that with this it was just in the middle of nowhere lake that had a campsite and like it had like a nice cafe and everything too. But there was this thing called the Captain Kirk burger. And it was apparently for the reason that they made it was for apparently like wildland firefighters who burned so many calories up there like fighting the fires that they would come in after like getting done fighting the fires and every burger that was on the original menu didn't have the calories for them.
That's really interesting, actually.
Yeah, it was really interesting and it was really cool. And it was named after like the captain of the crew who would do it most of the time. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's called the Captain Kirk Burger. I can't remember where it is. It's not Redfish Lake. Redfish Lake is a different place now, which I've also gone to. It's very nice. But I was not necessarily like skinny, but I was tall and I was like 14. I was like a little bitty thing. And I hadn't eaten like actual food in the 5 day like I had eaten things, but I hadn't eaten like real meals for the amount of physical activity we were doing.
Yeah.
And so my dad was a little worried about me. And but like we were sitting there and I'm like, I'm really hungry. What's this Captain Kirk burger thing on the menu? And like the waitress really talked it up, and there were like these three big biker guys that were sitting on the bar, and they were like, "Nah, like a little thing like you can't do that. Like you're not gonna you're not gonna be able to do it." And I was like, "Okay, I'm hungry." And so the whole thing was you had to eat it in at least 3 hours.
Okay.
And so they gave it. I ordered it. They gave it to me. It was four huge patties, like three stacks of cheese, like three things of cheese each in between each patty, and then like bacon and caramelized onions and all the good stuff on this burger. And
Mm-hmm.
then like almost like a full basket of fries
Oh my
next
god.
to it, and you had to eat the whole plate. And I ate the whole thing with fries and three Huckleberry milkshakes and two cherry cokes, and I ate it in 2.5 hours.
That's insane.
Yeah. So in some rinky-dink cafe, not even cafe, in some rinky-dink like restaurant thing in Idaho, next to like this big lake in the middle of nowhere, there's my signature in this book. of like me eating this massive burger. And then my appetite was fine for the rest of the trip too. Like it just kickstarted my appetite back into gear. I kind of just gained all the calories that I had missed.
I really like the thought of your dad just, like, sitting there staring at you while you eat, and it's like, "Yes, my son, consume."
I mean, it was more like horrified concern, but
Just
I
a
mean,
wide-eyed expression.
yeah, no, and then after that, I taught him how to play like because we had gotten finished that mileage for that day really quickly because it was just like a huge mountain that we had to get over, and
Mhm.
so the downhill was really fast. It took us about like an hour when the uphill had taken us like 4,
Yeah.
and so we got there at like 1 o'clock, and so by the time I had finished this burger, it was about 3, and so we still had like 5 hours of daylight left and nothing to do. And so I taught and so we had a deck of cards, and I taught my dad how to play Egyptian rat screw.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
You don't know what Egyptian rat screw? Okay, so it's like
No.
I don't know if it's like I that's what we called it, an Egyptian rat screw in middle school. I think it goes by a whole bunch of different names. But it's like the one where you can't really explain the rules to people. You have to have watch people play the game and learn the rules from that. It's like
Mhm.
one of the really weird like you learn it from a friend of a friend of a friend game.
Mhm.
And but I had to explain the basics to my dad because it was just us two, and I would win every time. But it's like you have a specific there's like a specific pattern of cards, and if you see the specific pattern, you slap your hand down and you get the cards. And the person who wins has the most cards.
Oh.
And so it was so fun. Like I, it was so fun. I can't play it with my college friends anymore because we'll lose fingernails. But like it'll get so violent because you can only play it for a couple of rounds. It's the kind of game where you can only play it for a couple rounds until like you're just like somebody's gonna actually get sent to the doctor. We need to stop. But I taught my dad how to play it, and it was really fun. And then he taught me how to play, not necessarily, it wasn't poker, maybe blackjack. I think he taught me how to play blackjack.
Every Saturday night, we go to my friend's house for board game nights and, like,
Oh,
D&D,
that's so
but it kind of alternates based on who's there and what week.
fun.
But
Hmm.
the most heated we've ever gotten during a board game was Clue Junior.
Oh, Clue is deceptively like enraging.
But but it was Clue Junior. Have you ever played that?
I've never played Clue Junior.
It's just Candyland.
Is it?
It's just Candyland.
No. Oh no. I played Candyland.
And we were sitting around this table screaming at each other.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we can't. Okay, my family will have like my family when we do board game night sometimes. Usually when my dad cuts off the Wi-Fi, and just is like, "Children, come to me! Stop being on your phones. We're going to play a board game." And we always inevitably choose Risk.
Oh
And so
no.
then the Risk game that we start will span months. And it always ends with my dad and my sister on the opposite sides of the table and like just staring each other down. And then I've gone to go get popcorn or whatever because I fell out like 3 weeks ago and I didn't want to play anymore. And my mom and brother are just sitting there like yelling, like not necessarily like insults, but like trying to sabotage each other.
I love that.
Oh, we haven't played one in a while. Thank goodness. Bonds are forged and broken during family night risk.
I haven't spent time with my family in a while, thank God.
Oh yeah, no, that does sound bad, doesn't it? No, I mean I spend time with my like I went on a raft trip with my family this weekend. We do a lot of outdoor stuff.
Mhm.
We just yeah, as me and my sister have started getting jobs, and then I went out to college, and then my brother's starting high school. Like we just got busy
Yeah.
and stuff stopped happening as much.
That's just funny though, like, yeah, we haven't played a board game in a while. Thank fuck.
Well, if you saw my okay, we have to keep my sister. We can't let my sister play a specific. I can't remember what a specific card game. I can't remember what card game it is, but we cannot let my sister play a specific card game because she's figured out so many ways to cheat that we can't figure out how she does it. But we know that she's cheating, and I can't. And it makes me lose my mind. I've had to go sit and like last time we played. And that was the game that effectively we banned my sister from ever playing it with us. We were in Montana in a rinky-dink camper in the middle of nowhere while the worst windstorm I've ever experienced was right outside. And I couldn't leave. It made me so angry, and I couldn't leave the camper. I was stuck in there. Oh, where's it? Oh, we were in Teton National Park. The Tetons are gorgeous, but not when you're stuck. and, at 8 o'clock at night in a camper while a wind speed of like fucking 25 miles an hour is ripping by right outside your camper. Oh,
Listen, that's when you get a kite and you make the most out of it.
I mean, I would have, but I think we had broken the kite that day.
Go outside with an umbrella and Mary Poppins your way around.
Oh my god. My sister was I think this yeah, no, my sister probably could have done it as skinny as she was back then. She would have she would have just stood out there and gotten whisked away.
We went on this was the worst vacation of my life.
Oh
We
yeah.
went to I forget what town in Tennessee it was, but it was like right outside of Dollywood. Is it
Pigeon
Dolly
Forge.
World?
Yes, I've been to Pigeon Forge.
So, yes. We drove all the way there from New York to Tennessee. I think it was
Oh,
like 15 hours,
yeah, no, that's a rough drive.
but it was my stepdad, my mom, me, my little brother who was maybe like 3 or 4, and my 120-pound chocolate lab,
Oh.
all in a Ford Escape.
Ooh.
And we get into the town. As soon as we hit the town border, the transmission in the car dies.
Oh no.
So we had to get it towed. We had to call a cab, and the cab that showed up was a Prius. So we had to fit all of our stuff, our entire family, and a dog into a Prius.
The funny thing about this is that there was a Prius in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. My god.
Yeah, and this was when Priuses were like first coming out too.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
like just kind of starting to get popular.
Yeah. My mom had a
But
Prius.
my
Ugh.
stepdad has a Prius, and it's really funny because he's the 6'3" ex-Marine,
Oh.
and he has
Yeah.
Semper Fi stickers on his Prius.
Oh my goodness. Nah, because like as I went to the doctor today, I'm officially apparently not 6'2", but 6 foot. Everybody's been lying to me about being tall. Um,
It's okay, no one lies to me about being tall.
anyway,
I'm
but
5 foot nothing.
oh shit, you're a foot shorter than me.
I'm a foot shorter than you.
Oh, anyway, yeah, but I'm officially 6 foot, and so like in like freshman year of high school, I was still pretty tall, and so I would have to fold my legs into that like the I would always have to call shotgun because I could not fit in the back. Like I would sit in the back of the Prius and my knees would be up to my chin so I could actually fit in the back of that car.
That's how my little brother is. He just turned 16, but he's like 6'1",
Oh,
and
no, that's rough.
he either has to sit in the front or behind me because I could put the seat up all the way.
Oh yeah. No, Maxwell is like always the passenger princess in my car. Cause I've got, I think you've seen it, Jim, but I have like this huge Chevy Explorer van,
Mhm.
and it's covered in stickers, but like he cannot fit in like the bench seat in the back, like or any of the bench seats in the back. He has to sit in the front because he's 6'6" and he keeps reminding me of it. Oh, and so he'll spread out in my passenger seat, and, like, I'll look over, and he's got, like, the seat all the way back, and he's got his legs up on the dash. I'm like, "What are you doing?"
We went on a trip to Hershey Park, which
In
it was like
Pennsylvania?
yeah,
Okay.
so it was like a 3-hour drive, and I made Tim sit in the front seat. I was like, "You were gonna be miserable if you sit anywhere else."
Oh my gosh. It's awful. Cause then whenever I'm in a car that my like, one of our other friends is driving, he also still has to be passenger front seat in that, and so I always have to sit directly behind him, and so I'm, like, kicking the back of his seat every time to make him try and move up, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. He will literally back the seat into my legs to give him more leg room. Oh, it's so bad.
It's like if you're stuck behind that shitty person on an airplane who keeps
Oh my
reclining their
gosh.
seat into your lap.
I get Oh my goodness. So, yeah, cause sorry, I have an airplane story.
Go
Um,
ahead.
so I was young and, oh god, I can't remember what year this was, but I was young, and, my brother was my youngest sibling, my brother was, like, so young, and, so my sister, my mom, and I were flying back from wherever we were out, and then my dad was still gonna be out there, like, out in whatever place we were, because he was gonna drive the car back, and we
Mhm.
had to go, and I, like, had to go to school or something. So we're catching a red-eye flight back to North Carolina, and, my brother somehow, the airline had separated my brother and the rest of my family's seats, and my brother is really young kid at this point, and so my mom makes me switch with him because I'm the oldest,
Mhm.
and the seat that he she makes me switch to is the very back row, directly in between 2 middle-aged men.
Oh, no.
And I'm, like, sitting there trying my best not to fall asleep. I've got a podcast on, and I'm, like, I you know that thing that, like, tall guys do when, like, they need to squish somewhere and they just curl their shoulders in?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was doing that so that I didn't have to touch these guys, and somehow I fell asleep on that flight. I have no idea how, and I have no idea why, because when I woke up, my body hurt so bad. But it's the worst red eye of my life. And I've
One
done some
year
pretty bad red eyes.
one year we were going to Colorado to visit my aunt and uncle who live out there,
Oh, yeah.
and we had to get up no, we had to be at the airport, so we had to drive to the city, and we had to be at the airport by, like, 3 AM. So I was like, "You know what? It's like a 4-hour flight. I'm just not gonna sleep. I'll sleep on the plane."
Oh, no.
And I did that. We get to the airport, we get on the plane, everything's hunky dory. I put my little table down, I put my head on it because I'm just sitting in between my brother and my stepdad.
Mhm.
And this is my brother's first flight ever.
Oh, no.
So the entire time, he's shaking me awake, excited to show me the clouds. And I'm like, Jake, if I swear to God, if you wake me up again, I'm punching you.
Oh my goodness. Thankfully, I usually have, like, it's either my sister and I who are together on a flight, or I'm just by myself at this point. If I had to sit next to my brother on a flight that was longer than an hour and 30 minutes, I would be getting off that flight in handcuffs. I would kill him.
Yeah, he was really young. I want to say 5 or 6 too. So he's just shaking me, and I'm like, Jake, shut the fuck up. And eventually, my stepdad just looked over at him and was like, let your sister sleep for the love of God. I have so many ridiculous stories about my brother. We make fun of my stepdad relentlessly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's he's a little bit on the older side, so he doesn't understand a lot of references. He's also one of those people who will just say the most outlandish shit in the middle of a sentence, and it's really fucking funny. Like,
Oh.
one time we were all just sitting around the living room, and he just pipes in. He's like, "Wow, I can't wait for the solstice." And without missing a beat, my brother looks at him dead in the fucking eyes and goes, "What are you, a shaman?" So so he just kept playing off that, and I was like, "Yeah, Jake, he just has to recharge his crystals." My brother goes, "Yeah, he's just praying for a bountiful harvest this year." And we just kept going on and on. And the entire
Oh.
time, my brother's on the floor laughing. I'm laughing so hard I'm crying. And in the background, I just hear my stepdad go, "Is this from a game? This has to be from a game, right?" And we lost our shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so funny. I My mom and I know so like, my mom has made me watch so many movies because she and I, like, have the same kind of, like, brain where it's like, I need good movies because I'll quote them all the time, and
Mhm.
so my roommates will, like, apparently, somehow, I became best friends with people who don't know movies and who didn't watch movies as kids. And so I was like, how do you not know like any of these? Like I quoted Airplane one time.
That is one of my favorite movies.
I was like, it's an entirely different kind of flying altogether. And my friend goes, "What are you talking about? We're walking to school." And I go, "Are you you've never heard Airplane? You've never watched Airplane? Nothing?" I've made them watch almost all of the movies that I've watched as a kid, but, like, none of the John Hughes movies. Nothing, nothing.
Dude, John Hughes
Like,
movies are so good.
they're so good. I've made Maxwell watch, like, so many movies at this point. He's actually, like, we became friends, like, best friends because I made him watch Red Dwarf, the TV show. And we pulled an all-nighter in a dorm in, like, one of it was the engineer it was either the engineering dorm or my dorm, which was the business dorm at the time. And we
Mhm.
pulled an all-nighter watching, like, a season and a half. And and it's oh,
So,
it is so bad.
the thing that baffles me is Tim. I love him to death. He's gonna listen
Mhm.
to this. Love you, Tim. Uh,
We love you, Tim.
he we adore you. He's so into movies, like, that's what he does as a job, he edits. So into
Uh-huh.
movies, a movie connoisseur, if you will, but there's some
Oh,
movies that he's just never seen that baffle me.
how?
Uh, he never saw Nacho Libre.
What?
Yeah, so I was like, "Okay, this is what we're doing."
Oh my god, that is a travesty, actually.
Yeah, so he never watched that. I showed it to him. He thought it was a great movie.
Okay, thank God.
He's never seen Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
Okay, well, that one's a little bit more understandable.
Yeah, but he's really into Jack Black, so I was like, "Come on."
Oh, okay. Well, now it's less understandable.
Like, he likes Tenacious D, so I was like, "Alright."
Yeah, okay.
Um, he never saw any of the Godzilla movies, so I was like, "This has to change right
Oh,
now."
you being the Godzilla mega super fan that you are.
Yeah, I was like, "Alright, we're switching this around right now." We actually there's an old theater kind of near where we live, and they were playing the original '54 Godzilla movie. So I was like, "Tim, this is how you're gonna see
Oh,
this. Like, this is gonna be your experience."
that's so good.
He also never saw Beetlejuice.
How?
I don't know, but they were playing it in that theater, so I was like, "Come on."
That's so sad. Tim, I know you're listening to this. How? These are like quintessential, like weirdo guy films that you need to see.
He's the biggest Transformers fucking dork you will ever meet in your life, though.
Uh-huh. Okay, if you like Transformers, how have you not watched any of these movies? Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Please tell
Beetlejuice
me
is
please tell me
what?
he's seen Napoleon Dynamite.
I
Please.
don't know. I'm gonna text him right now.
Please do. I need him if he hasn't seen Napoleon Dynamite, I need him to watch it. It's so like cuz sometimes that's what like CFE reminds me of is like Napoleon Dynamite.
Have Okay. I got an ad on TikTok the other day and I was like, this is the most genius marketing strategy I have ever seen in my fucking life. Tim has never
Is
seen
it
Napoleon Dynamite. Okay.
what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to This is a travesty. Tim, this is going to be rectified.
Mhm.
This is going to be I have a vote for Pedro t-shirt. Like I've how heavy?
I have a Save
Oh.
Ferris shirt.
Oh my goodness. Oh. I need to save Ferris t-shirt.
God, what was I saying?
Um the marketing thing that you saw.
Yes. So, God, what's his name? The actor who played Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
They they had him in an ad for Rida Tater Tots.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, that's fucking genius. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's all you need, like literally. John
Like,
Hader
yes.
is the guy who was Napoleon. Well, he was also in what else was he in? Because I remember I saw him in a different movie. He was in Blades of Glory
Yes, 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 yes.
and Surfs Up. Wait, who was he in Surfs Up? Wait. He was Chicken Joe. Napoleon Dynamite was Chicken Joe in Surfs Up. I knew I recognized that voice.
That's
I
so
knew
fucking
it.
funny.
He's in a romance movie that I watched the other day. I can't remember what
I
it is.
I can't see him as anything except Napoleon Dynamite.
No, for real. Hold on. John Hader. Let me see. Okay, wait. What is he in? He's in this movie that I watched the other day, and it's in with like Reese Witherspoon or something, and
John
who
Hader.
who else? And with who's the guy who played the Hulk? I can't remember his name right now. Ah, Just Like Heaven. It's Just Like Heaven. And it's
Oh.
this really weird he basically plays like a very hippie version of like Napoleon Dynamite. And it's so good. He's like, I'm a medium and like I can sense this ghost because like the whole thing for the story is just like having where it's like this nurse is has a fiance and she's working herself to the bone and she gets hit by a car and then she's in a coma. But
Mhm.
she's been in the coma so long that
Wait, he was a Monster House?
yeah, he was in Monster House. But
Sorry, continue.
let me finish. But she's been in this coma for so long that this like guy, Mark Ruffalo, who's plays the guy, the love interest, moves into her house. And she's like, "What are you doing in my house? I live here." And he's like, "No, I live here. What are you doing in my house?" And it's like a whole thing. He tries to get her exorcised. Like she almost gets him kicked out. Like it's a whole like enemies to love, like ghost enemies to lovers to like he wakes her up finally and then she doesn't know who he is. And then like there's this really climactic scene at the end where she remembers because he's a landscaper and he landscapes her like heaven or whatever. And so
Huh.
she's in the garden that he landscaped and she remembers everything. And then she runs to him and they kiss and it's a happily ever after. But John Hader was in it and it was it was a really funny movie because he like shows up for like a good maybe 10 minutes out of the whole film and just steals the show.
I love when that happens. It's like when David Bowie's in Zoolander
Oh my god.
for like half a
I
minute. It's so
I
good.
can't watch Zoolander. I can't watch Zoolander. It makes me so angry. I'm just like, yeah, I know you're sexy and dumb and like that's the whole thing, but also like no, you would at least be gay. Not that. Not that whole
Wait,
thing that you do.
wait, no, no,
Ugh.
no. It's like in Spy Kids 3D when what the fuck is his name? Frodo Baggins, can't remember his name. Elijah Wood. When Elijah
Elijah Wood,
Wood's
yeah.
in there for like half a second and then immediately die.
Yeah, and he's the one, he's like the real one and everything, and
Yeah, he's the guy.
he's the guy. Oh my god, and that's Glenn Powell's first movie too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Glenn Powell was in Spy Kids 3D. He was a dorky little kid. I think he had braces. It was so stupid. Oh,
What a goofy movie.
it's one of my favorite. Sylvester Stallone in that movie is like something I aspire to be as an old man. just that kind of silly.
I just love that there's 4 of him.
There's 4 of him, and they're all like, "The children are our future," and then, like, war. Oh, it's so funny.
Oh yeah, he was the dorky little kid.
He was the dorky little guy, and now he's in, like, Twister, and, like, oh, it's so interesting that you can, like, trace, because he's in a really, really bad cowboy movie that I found when I was at the height of my Glenn Powell obsession, um, just, like, weeks after Top Gun. I
Mhm.
was like I was like, "Rooster? Pfft, Hangman's where it's at." And and I was like, "Where?" Every Glenn Powell movie I've ever, because I'd watched Set It Up first. I'd watched Set It Up first, and I was like, "I really like this guy, whoever he is." And so I was like, "Glenn Powell, I'll remember that name." And then he ended up in Top Gun, the second Top, like, the new Top Gun, and I was like, "I know you. You were in a rom-com that I really liked." And, and then, so I was like, "Is he been in any more movies than, like, just Set It Up and Top Gun?" And I was like, "No, there's been other movies he's in, I'm sure." And he was in this really, really, really bad cowboy movie called Red Wing, and I could only get through the first, like, 15 minutes of it. It was, oh, and then Spy Kids 3D. Oh, but I can't wait to go see the new Twister movie, to be honest. I need it.
Yeah, I do wanna go see it.
People were like, "I'm not sure about it. Like, I don't think you really need to make a sequel to it." But I'm just like, this isn't really like a sequel. This isn't a direct sequel. This is more like another movie set in the same universe. And I'm very excited.
Speaking of, like, silly, goofy movies, have you ever seen The Evil Dead 2?
I have. I love it.
And it's just, like, an hour and a half of Bruce Campbell getting the shit beat out of him.
I know, it's so good. I love the Evil Dead movies. Like, I don't know what. They're just so camp.
Yeah. Sam Raimi may have done Spider-Man, but The Evil Dead? Come on.
The Evil Dead is where it's at. Like, the Evil Dead is what I will remember him for. Not Spider-Man. Evil Dead.
Like, where else are we gonna get Bruce Campbell with a chainsaw taped to his arm and he says groovy?
I have no, he was in something else, hold on. He was in some other movie, or not a movie, but a TV show. What was he in? It wasn't Army of Darkness. It wasn't Burn, he was in Burn Notice? No, he was in Burn Notice, I watched that. He was in Sky High? I didn't know that. Hold on.
Wait.
Oh,
He was in
he's
Cloudy
in
with a
this,
Chance of Meatball.
yeah, he's in, that's so weird, I didn't know that. But he's in Jack of All Trades, which is this really, really weird, like, it's a half-hour long syndicated action comedy TV series which ran for 2 seasons in 2000. With Cleopatra 2525, it formed the back-to-back action hour, and both shows were notable for being the first American non-animated action series to be produced in the half-hour format since the 1970s. It's set at the turn of the 19th century on the fictional French-controlled island of Palau Palau in the East Indies. Jack Stiles, an American secret agent set there by President Jefferson. While there, he meets his British contact and love interest, English spy Amelia Rothschild. Together, the two work to stop Napoleon and various other threats to the United States. Oh my goodness. And Vern Troyer. Oh, no, they have you do you know who Vern Troyer is?
Maybe?
He's the guy who
Um,
played Mini-Me in Austin Powers.
oh, yeah.
They
Yep,
had
yep,
him
yep.
play Napoleon.
That's so fucking funny.
Oh my goodness.
Wait,
Wow.
wait. Is this a rom-com?
What, Jack of all trades?
No, it's not. Oh my god.
No, yeah, no. No.
So, I think I have a movie for us to watch. Wait, this
What
is
movie should we
from
watch?
Disney?
What do you mean?
The Love Bug.
The what? Oh wait, I see it on the discography. What is this? What is this?
Herbie, the magical Volkswagen Beetle, is passed down to a new owner. Together, they must battle a dastardly racer in his devil car, Horace, and evil Herbie. It's like Herbie Fully Loaded.
Yeah, this is basically Herbie fully loaded. There's Herbie fully loaded. Herbie rides again. Herbie goes to Monte Carlo. Herbie goes bananas. Herbie races again, and that's it. I think that's all of them.
Who else is in this movie? No one I really care about, honestly.
Oh, Dana Gould's in it.
Oh, Jeff Garland's in it. Do you want to watch this together?
Oh, absolutely. We should watch this.
Wonderful.
I think we're winding down on this one too. I think we're almost done.
Honestly, I should just edit the entire podcast out.
Oh, no podcast this week. Jam decided everything should be scrapped.
Jam, Jam deleted everything and forgot how to undelete it. Imagine if I called Tim and I was like, Tim, how do you undelete everything?
We got this. Yeah, we have the Tim. Oh my God, we have the podcast Tim stamp of approval, which is this is the only thing I ever wanted from this podcast. I can now die happy because I now have the Tim stamp of approval. Well, bye.
Bye. I'm eating bread.
I'm stopping the recording. I'm stopping it.